If you hand 10 high school art students 10 digital drawing tablets, well, check back in a month. You know you won't have 10 functional setup.
Oh, absolutely not. You're going to have like 8 missing pens and dead batteries everywhere.
Right, exactly, and probably a dozen chewed up nibs. So, okay, let's unpack this. Today's deep dive is exploring a very specific solution to that exact chaos.
Yeah, we're looking at the Xencelabs XMCTSMED Pen Tablet Education Pack, which is quite a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but essentially we are looking at how a school can buy a digital art classroom in a box.
And to set the stage right away, this is not a product for the casual consumer or the solitary freelancer. It is explicitly bundled for academic use.
Right, it's for educators.
Exactly. The entire purpose here is to remove the immense friction of sourcing and maintaining individual tech for dozens of students at once.
So let's look at what's actually in the box. Because you get 10 medium-sized drawing tablets, right?
Yeah, with a 10.33 by 5.8-inch active area.
Which is actually really important because it perfectly matches standard 16 by 9 monitors.
Yeah. Right, meaning students don't have to fight like distorted aspect ratios when drawing.
But here is the kicker. Alongside those 10 tablets, you actually get 15 3-button pens, 100 spare nibs, and 5 nib pullers.
What's fascinating here is the brutal reality behind that ratio. I mean, it is a prime example of defensive design.
Defensive design. Yeah, I like that.
And then Xencelabs isn't just selling hardware here. They are selling the mathematical probability of high schoolers breaking things.
Quicking or losing them, yeah.
Exactly. Furthermore, the pens use electromagnetic resonance, or EMR technology.
Let's break that down for a second because EMR is one of those acronyms that gets thrown around a lot. How does it actually work?
Well, rather than putting a battery inside the pen, the tablet surface itself generates a weak magnetic field.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that field essentially beams power directly into a tiny resonance circuit inside the pen.
So it's like a magic wand that never runs out of ink.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because of that mechanism, the pen never needs to be charged, yet it can still transmit 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity.
That's huge.
And it can calculate a 60-degree tilt, too.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
It works almost like localized wireless charging for your phone.
Right. The tablet acts as a power station feeding energy to the pen exactly where it touches down.
But that does bring up a logistical question for me.
Sure, what's that?
The tablets themselves have a 16-hour battery life. If a teacher wants to run a completely wireless classroom, does that actually survive a full school day?
Well, I should note that wireless requires an RF dongle that is noticeably sold separately.
Oh, right, sold separately. Of course.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a massive hurdle. 16 hours is highly capable on paper.
Right, on paper.
But in reality, devices get left on, they get passed between multiple periods, and managing those charges becomes a daily chore.
I can imagine.
To survive a chaotic 8-hour day, teachers will likely resort to tethering these tablets with the included USB cables just to guarantee uptime.
And that friction brings up the real cost of ownership. The bundle costs $2,250.
Though there is a 5% off discount code available.
Right, plus you get a 2-year warranty, which can be extended to 3 years for an extra $202.
Which isn't bad for peace of mind.
But let me push back a bit here. I mean, $2,250 for just 10 screens that don't have internal computers feels incredibly steep.
Well, sure, when you look at it like that.
Couldn't a school just buy 10 entry-level iPads for a similar price and avoid RF dongles and messy cables entirely?
You could, absolutely, but then you are managing individual software licenses, fragile glass screens, and styluses that need constant pairing and recharging.
Oh, that's true. Those Apple Pencils disappear fast.
Exactly. The strategic brilliance of this bundle is that it converts unpredictable operating expenses, like replacing broken iPad pencils all year, into one predictable upfront capital expenditure.
Right, but there are strict rules to that upfront purchase.
Oh, you mean the return policy?
Yeah, according to their 30-day return policy, Xencelabs covers the shipping if a tablet arrives defective.
Right.
But if the school decides they simply don't like the product, well, the buyer is stuck paying the return freight.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, institutional buying usually involves massive AV distributors, like HDTV Supply.
Right, so it's not like returning something to Amazon.
Exactly. You are navigating an enterprise customer service ecosystem, not a retail one.
That actually explains a rather quirky 5-star review I saw on their site.
Oh, yeah. What did it say?
A buyer praised the quick technical solution they received, but explicitly noted the staff was, quote, less than friendly.
Less than friendly. Wow. But yeah, you are buying enterprise-level logistics, not a warm hug.
Totally.
It's a transactional relationship focused purely on keeping the hardware running.
So what does this all mean for you listening?
Well, if you've ever managed a budget for a creative department, you know the pain point isn't just the initial hardware,
Exactly. It's the relentless trickle of lost accessories.
which is why the Xencelabs Education Pack is a highly targeted turnkey logistical solution to standardize digital creation.
But this raises an important question. If we are outfitting entire classrooms with highly advanced, standardized digital art tools right out of the box, how will that ultimately change things?
Like the way the next generation approaches traditional, messy, physical art mediums.
Exactly. Will the convenience of an instantly